What's up, folks? Welcome to Wasted Space, and welcome to a little bit of Pagan Online. Bit of a different game for the channel, but less so for Twitch side of things, more so for YouTube. I tend to keep the sort of hack and slashy action stuff over on the Twitch side, but today we'll be taking a look at this, recently released on Early Access, and I got a shout out before I get any further, so big shout out to Wargaming for sponsoring me to make this video, or this stream even. First time I've been asked to do a sponsored stream, so this should be interesting. And yeah, interesting and weird. Think Diablo, but with some rather noticeable and sizable changes that means that it focuses much more on kind of the progress through the game than the end game grind, it seems. But anyway, that's enough talking. Let's go and have a look. One of the nice things about it, Unreal Engine 4, I think it's 4. So it loads and runs really nicely. And good morning, everybody in stream. How are you all doing? This is moi. I think my name is Anya. I'm pretty sure my name is Anya. There's no easy way of actually looking at your character. Oh, yes, there is. If I look in here. So, action RPG with 8 characters currently, and this is me, Anya. You get to pick one of these 3 to begin with. Kind of like an intro to the game. We're a little way in now because I wanted to kind of show you a bit more of the nitty-gritty rather than go through that starting bit, which inevitably is all tutorialized, and sure enough, yes, it was. And at the start, you have to pick one of these 3, a tank, a ranged, or like a melee DPS type class. And I went for the ranged class, which is good, because I know Shaq streamed this earlier, and he went for this guy, Hinge Witch, who admittedly looked pretty beastly, but it's not really my style. And I think both of us kind of regretted not going for this geezer, because he just looks cool. He's got some sort of lightning shield. But no, I'm the ranged one that's all about blood and so on. Yeah, Anya, or as I think we've started calling her after the Twitch stream. In fact, this is Harley Windrunner. Anyway, point of this game, unlike perhaps... Okay, how best to describe this? We're going to play through a bit, so you're going to get to see a little bit of how the game works over the stream, but it's kind of not what you'd expect when you first dive in and have a look. So, think very much hub game. Warframe, maybe even Vermintide a little bit. So we are in our main hub at the moment, and we've got a place where we can launch off on missions, be it the big long story quest, which I've done up to the last bit of in the first act, because I understand that this bit here is a boss encounter of some sort, so we should find a big nasty in... Oh, maybe he's not in that area. Maybe I've done it wrong and I've got one... No, that looks like a nasty. Don't know. We'll have to find out. We've got to go through that quest. I figured I'd save something interesting for when we got to the street. But you've got other types as well. And thanks for all the birthday wishes, guys. Yeah, it's my birthday today. Getting old. So you've got a bunch of different types of missions. So we've got literally missions. These are sort of one-off trips. I'm trying to think of equivalents in something like... I don't know Warframe well enough, but Vermintide keeps coming to mind whenever I play this with these sort of repeat objectives. And the fact that these missions act as daily missions. And then other types as well, assassinations, we'll get onto that a bit later. And then we've got this main campaign. But that's enough yabbering around. Let's show you some gameplay before we look any more at some of the mechanics, because I think it might make a little bit more sense. Now, the first thing I've got to kind of be really clear about, and it's the reason why I'm more interested in this, especially you guys who watch me play Hades, you'll understand why. Why I'm more interested in this than I normally am in something like Diablo. Can you guys notice that my mouse cursor is not moving? This game is controlled WASD. It's almost twin-stick shooter controls. So it plays much, much more fluidly and much, much more action-like than something like Diablo does. Which is kind of interesting, leans more on you as a player. But that's enough yabbering. Let's go and have a go with whatever my next story mission is. And part of the point of the game is you've got this big, long story to work your way through. So I think this is the bridge. Is that my current one? Yeah, it must be. Fine then. And again, a little odd because it's a hub game. You almost with these RPGs, you expect them to sort of you walk out into the next mission, open world style. Not in this. In this, you're very much going down into an individual battle to the extent that we've even got ranking boards, leaderboards, where you can. I mean, I'm not going to compare. Cover those over if you can. You don't want to have a look at those because mine is not going to look much like any of that. Well, happy birthday to you as well, Mr. King Killer. It's not a penguin in a tut-tut. It's my pet. I forgot to mention him. I think it might be a seagull. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it's a seagull and a wizard's hat. Not sure. You'll see when we get in there. You make up your mind what it is. If it is a seagull, then I'm slightly disturbed at myself for having it come along.
I see they don't
What is that? What do you reckon? Seagull? Yes, no? It's got a bit too long of a beak to be a seagull. Anyway, let's not get distracted. So, yeah. I don't know what it is. Watch and understand the action RPG-ness. So my class here is actually a range class, even though I'm using this whip. So you do a lot of running around long distances. I've got a dash, which steals blood and health from the enemies. Also, you'll see these little red orbs around on the floor. The whole point is my class is all focused around blood and blood sacrifice and bleeding and making everyone bleed like that. Nice big AoEs, ranged attacks, and lifesteal, which I'm finding quite enjoyable so far. So we've got a basic attack, which combos up. So use it 3 times and you get extra attack at the end, and that big attack at the end acts as like an interrupt, kind of a knockback type effect, which is obviously something you want to get off when you can. And yes, it's an RPG, so there's loots. What you're going to get frustrated with me about is I'm not going to pick very much of it up. I'm going to ignore a lot because it's starting to dawn on me that this game is much more about crafting materials than anything else. Okay, these battle chests are a little timed event thing. So we've got to get to them after the map has opened up, and then kill everything inside to open that thing up within the time limit. And if you take too long, then obviously you don't get access to it. So other spells I've got that, which is damn cool. Roots everybody and knocks them back and keeps them stunned still. And these will combo off each other. So if I root someone, I think it's if I get them bled like that, then my bats that I can throw out will do extra like HP steal and extra life steal from them. These big gits some of the mod designs are really cool. Very, 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 very cool animations with it as well. Which is interesting because I went and did some looking into the developer of this, and their past library is nothing much to speak of as far as games like this. This has come out of nowhere. Now, the other weird thing you'll see me do occasionally is pick up a white item and ignore lots of yellow ones. That's because the crafting system is based off those white items. So I'm going to be looking out for certain things that can... certain things that will help me craft when we get back and we go into how you go through the sort of upgrading your gear and the whole item system in the game. Because, of course, RPG, so you've got various items. Not as many as in some games, because, again, the focus here is more on your play and dodging correctly, using your abilities, comboing and so on, and less on just like stacking up more and more and more gear. The same way you've got these fixed 8 abilities or 7 abilities, and that's it. And you can't change those. You can power them up, and they have a couple of different effects that you can do, but you don't have that much control over them. So my experience with this lady, these skeleton bones are they hurt like hell. If you hit them hard enough, the bottom of moves, you knock like the bottom of them off, and you get that, and they're way quicker like that. And then you've got big geezer there just throwing stuff around. But my combo seems to be, for these, you open up with one of them, you fire the bat through it while they're bleeding to get your health steal off, and then you've got a big goon like this, you stun him with the root, and then you don't stand next to him because he'll hit you up. Nice and simple. Now, there's one ability, or 2 abilities I've not mentioned outside of dash. One is a fairly simple... Oh, come on, don't get hit trying to show them what the ability is. Like spin around knockback like that. Really good as a range class for sort of clearing out anybody who's nearby. And the other one is one that I've only just unlocked. Is it going to get both of them? Right, so we put this heart down, and if I keep attacking it, it extends its duration, roots everybody within it, and makes it do more damage the longer I get to attack it. There's like loads of these nifty little sort of additional mechanics included on the top of this. And I'm doing crap again. Right, okay, focus up, Wasted. Hit your blood, hit the monsters, get nice big juicy crits. Multiple damage numbers coming off, because of course multiple damage types. It's one of the RPGs that sort of does that. Poison damage, lightning damage, crit damage, and as you can see on the gear, This isn't actually a weapon for me. That's slightly annoying. That's a blackjack for one of the other classes, the protector class, but you get an idea of what sort of item stats you can get. Mine's on the left. Currently using a nice blue one, rare quality, with a bunch of buffs, and then that one's got plus lightning damage on it, for example. But let's have a look if we've got any good base items around. There is also item pickup, but it's quite short range. I don't know if, a bit like Diablo, maybe it'll expand the range of that as you go further through. It's got a bit of Titan Quest to it, and I really enjoy Titan Quest.
Son of light, I am filled with trepidation, hero. The pools of divine blood speak of terrible danger.
You've also got decent amounts of like area and item destruction and so on, so you can set off nice trap combos. There is a combo system even, you can see it at the bottom there, which is part of the ranking. I've not entirely worked out like what's necessary to get good ranks. Okay, and that final wave means we're going to get stuck in a tiny area with some horrible boss thing. Get out of it. What is this sort of rubbish? Some health back. This falls out the way. These guys don't move much, so you can kind of stun them inside that pool and just beat on them. Wail on them a bit.
The bridge was destroyed, but it seems the acolytes...
Oh yes, I am a Sith as well. I've forgotten. Thank you, Neil.
Come back,
it had been
hero,
decided. I've
so
got the
you
red
can
lightsaber.
prepare
Or
before
have we had a lightsaber whip yet?
Fools, my freedom means your damnation.
And then that's it. Nice short level. Dip in, get it through it fast, and then you're back out again. Slippery adept tome. How slippery. I guess that's evasion rating. And yeah, I leave lots of the stuff behind because so far at least the gold hasn't been massively important. Whereas in comparison, keeping a bit of inventory space free for when you get something you really need is more important. So on top of having obviously that sort of storyline mission, which I hope now opens through and leads me through to a boss fight. I've heard good words about the boss fights in this, sort of almost Dark Souls-esque, but so far... Okay, where have I got? Yes, I've got a quest update. Good evening, Fogsa.
Ha! By the grace of Velis, it's good to see you back. In one piece. So you found the temple. Good. But don't get worked up yet. You still reek of the corruption from that foul place. You better gear up right before going back in there.
Oh, really?
There is something rotten in Caradol, hero. This shroud corruption is certainly tied to Dabog's disappearance. Whatever is there is waiting for you. Upgrade your equipment, bolster your might and your spirit.
They're really hammering home on that point, aren't they? Like, upgrade yourself, fool. Do not go further until you have upgraded yourself. I have, however, upgraded myself, and we'll go and talk and show you exactly how the crafting works now. However, it's worth noting, all of these dudes in this area, we are in the Pantheon of the Gods. Overall storyline is the gods have gone missing, and that's not good. We are currently chasing down one of them called Dagol, or Dabgol, something like that, who is apparently injured. He's bleeding, and we're chasing him down. Rumours of this huge monster that's kicking around. We found a big footprint earlier. And yeah, we're in sort of the Pantheon of the Gods, and everybody that's here, all of these guys, they died and got resurrected here, to the extent that basically anyone who ends up your friend ends up dying. This guy even killed himself to get here. And yes, no one trusts the old geezer. He is blatantly the big bad. Or the big bad's henchman, or something along those lines. Anyway, crafting time. There's quite a lot of emphasis put on the crafting side of this, because not only do you get, basically in order to craft stuff, you need to get recipes to do so. And these recipes are themselves drops. So where every mission you do, you can kind of have an idea of what loot is going to drop, and the recipes are one of them. And from these, you can craft yourself up various different magical items, including, I mean, in that's our sort of crafting materials, but including if we go through far enough, where is it under blueprints? Actual like legendary stuff as well. And apparently, or it sounds like the legendary is purely coming from your crafting. On top of that, you actually have a crafting level, which increases how good you are at crafting. So that's why I'm thinking this is where the emphasis is. Less so on necessarily the drops, more so Warframe style on putting together stuff that you already have blueprints for. I guess the further we go through, the more that's going to become obvious. And I've got a few bits that I've dropped through my runs that are 4 different artifacts. Don't know what that little, the 3 orange dots are supposed to be about. That one's 1, that one's 3. Is it better? Don't know. Have an item stash that you can share between characters, and obviously, as such, we do have 8 different characters that I have, none of which unlocked. We can easily go and unlock Lucian, however. First of the Charger unlock, who looks like an absolute beast. So a combo range caster, so kind of a different gameplay style to this because he revolves much more around lack of mobility. I have quite a bit of mobility and quite a bit of stopping people from getting near me. He seems to be much more, you better be doing good deeds, otherwise you're going to get face rolled. I haven't killed any more friends yet, no. Okay, so a place once holy, this sounds good. Dark Caradol has been invaded, corrupted. It'll take skill, bravery to safely traverse it. It might take even more than that to cleanse it of the Shroud's servants. So I guess the King of Nothing is where I get to fight a boss. Look for the tomb of King Vukashin. This is a level 9. I am a level something. I don't know, actually. I think I'm 14, 13? A crow would be better than a seagull, Pav. I'm not very happy with the idea of a seagull. Screw that. You know, it's got white tails, though. I think it might be like a crane.
Seek out the grave of old King Vukashin. It is the very heart of the temple. And the place where we might find answers
That's the name of the god.
Dabog's whereabouts.
Sort of vaguely Norse feeling.
What is your attitude on grave
This
relics?
guy's accent.
It would be a right shame if all those jewels and scepters would be left for the demons, it would.
This guy's accent. We're not a fan. Not only that, his name is, he calls himself Dukat, and everyone knows that that is pronounced Ducat. And secondly, he sounds like a knockoff Marcus from Borderlands.
So did his children pick their champion.
Hey friends.
Barana chose
Skelly
the prudent
Bones.
ones, but on the strong,
Skelly Bones.
fearless, the
Get
insulting.
bled. Not entirely sure how these things
Valued
bleed,
honor
but they bleed, they do.
above all. It is no wonder he chose King Vukashin as his champion.
Got the fastest paced combat in the world, but it's got a certain necessary precision to it that I quite like. You can't, it's not spammy. These guys back here need to die. And also, you get loads and loads of enemies, which is always good fun. Pick up all the blood. I get a little buff from that basically increases how fast I regen my health, how much lifesteal I do, and makes me do more damage. So there's a kind of rhythm to picking the blood up after every attack. I didn't actually do any crafting, did I? What an idiot. This being a slightly higher area, I'm starting to get items that are comparable to mine again. I didn't use the explosives either. Oh well. Whee. Unnecessary, but I feel like I've missed out if I don't do that. Okay, not allowed that way.
With foul, demonic corruption. Watch your step. There must be another way to reach Vukashin's grave.
How convenient that it would highlight it for me. You've not been able to do that. There's been walls the whole way up until this point, but now that wall is the quest wall. And it has, or does not have plot armor. That doesn't work, does it? I don't know.
If it bleeds, kill it.
Wow, that is a lot of skeleton bones. It's a good job I can just right click and they all disappear. Okay, those things are nasty. I've already fought one of these before, and this guy looks even nastier than the last one. No, we don't do that. Have some bats of hatred. Oh, get out of my face. I know, have one of these. No, you're supposed to get into it. You see it start to expand as I hit it. I need to get better at using that. Oh, shit. I am almost dead. I do have health potions. I'm desperately trying not to use them. But I only get health regen by killing things, and yeah, I'm gonna die. This is not worth dying for. Stop running out of that! You do actually have a mana bar as well, although I very rarely find it runs out. It looks like you actually regen it by your attacks regen the thing. Look at all the loots! All the loots! The combat's got some weight to it because it's not. I mean, obviously, I've recently played Hades, which, while a very different game, is another game that's sort of similar when it comes down to sort of the approach to combat, right? I mean, one of the things I'd like, and I know it's set to happen in this game, but hasn't been introduced yet, is for them to do a nice amulet recipe, for them to do controller support. Because with the way this plays like a twin-stick shooter, I could definitely see controller support working with it and giving it again. Because sometimes with the controllers, you get that nice the vibration feedback is not to be overlooked. That can actually be quite a nice addition. Okay, this time I'm going to remember to craft something because I want a new weapon and we've got a couple of new base items. So as far as I can work out, you've got your weapon recipe, and you can see it's got a required item level 1 to 10, and then at the bottom you can see what it could potentially add. So that one's health and poison damage. That one's got more options on it. That one seems to be better, but it'll take more crafting materials. So fire damage, strength, and critical bonus. Now, I use int as mine, so I don't really want strength. Strength and int. Why do you keep giving me strength? I don't want strength. But I might have to go for those because they've got a chance for the 1 to 3 additional properties as well. So, and that's ties into your random stat chance, your craftsman skill. It dictates how many of those you're going to get. So the more your crafting you do, the better you get at getting the additional properties. Which, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a cool additional way of making it feel like you're continuously progressing. So you whack that in. That means that we're going to put that recipe onto a weapon, but then you need to have a weapon to actually apply it to, and that's why I was intentionally looking out for these item power level 9 ones, because I'm currently only using a level 5, so this should be a pretty sizable jump. Bit of gold and the recipe. Recipe's consumed when you do it. And we get a mighty attuned Knout of Crippling. That doesn't look as good as the one I've got. No, it's not. But for 200, I can reforge it and get some different stats to change up what my recipe gave me. So now we've got some cold damage and strength on it. That's not great. And then you get 5 slots for reforging as well, which is quite cool. Keep giving me strength. I don't want the strength. Fire damage, int, physical. There we go. I might as well do one more. Get all 5, 503. What's this? Ooh, now that's a difficult decision. Extra cold damage and evasion. It does a lot more damage. Does a lot more damage. I think I'm going to take the big boy on the end. Nice. So stick that on, but also I should be able to make us up a ring. Is this a decent ring up? No, they're both power level 8. That's probably not worth doing. It's got the standard system you have in these things where if you hold control, it compares with your other item slot. And as far as items are concerned, we got a weapon, 2 pendants, wearing 2 necklaces apparently, pair of rings, and then a talisman, a ward, and a tome. It's all passive stuff. None of it's armor. If you want to change how your character looks, because obviously that's frequently what the armor is doing in one of these sort of games, instead you collect shards. So you guys might have noticed that when I killed that last one there, I actually got an Anya shard. So this is the character I'm playing. And as I sort of get those things through playing, and there's different sources for them, and sort of ways in getting a lot more than just one randomly like that, I get the ability to unlock different skins. So what what would normally be in a lot of games, I guess, stuck behind some microtransaction system, in this is being done just by rewarding you from playing it. And they have said that there's no intention to do like loot boxes, for example. I don't know if that means like straight up no microtransactions whatsoever, but they're very much pushing on this idea that it's like pay up front, one cost, done, you have a game. Which is not a bad way of doing things, in my opinion. There's a little bit too many other routes taken of late. Oh, wow. Okay, so some of these skins are pretty cool. I'm not so sure about that one. The Night Countess. That looks a bit silly as well. That, however, looks evil. Evil as all hell, yeah. It's going to be between, Temna Cooler Assassin and whatever this one is that costs 150. Wow, that's a lot. I've also decided that this is the hero that we need. We should probably have a quick look through the heroes. So this guy seems to be like really high-paced melee damage dealer. And like some of the MOBAs, in fact, it has little sort of examples of how his abilities work. And I mean, if nothing else, I've got to get this guy because look at this. Harvest. Blink to a target location and deal AoE damage. That looks amazing. Just on middle mouse button, you just blink around the battlefield. But anyway, so we've got King's Witch. This is the one Shaq was playing. He's a two-handed melee damage dealer. Kind of as you'd expect, lots of jumping around with the axe and so on. The only weird thing with him is he's actually got pistols somewhere on him that he breaks out. We've got Anya, who I'm playing. Then you've got Istop, the tank. You've got Morok, who I was just showing you there, who is like sort of almost stealth rogue style melee damage dealer with a bit of spell casting on top. Lucian, that we looked at earlier, who looks the bomb and is like lightning and fire, as you can sort of tell by the look of his spells. And he does look very, very cool. And I'm not actually that far away from unlocking him. We may do that today and see if we can get him leveled up a bit to try out. Valeria with a couple of crossbows, like probably quite a standard range damage dealer. Demir, who looks just weird and cool, who has a pet that he controls but can also phase into and become the pet. Like his big main ability is to turn into the bear and go nuts, which just looks funky. And then finally, for some reason, a lady with tambourines. Because music? And then in the back, yes, Archmage Woodward turned himself into a very disappointed... He doesn't even say a disappointed avian. But you get some kind of tiny buffs pets, and so far this is the only one I've got, but it looks like maybe later down the line you'll get something more interesting than that, because I've seen people running around this hub area here with cooler pets than that. Someone had like this firehawk earlier. Because occasionally, elephant in the room, co-op is not currently in this game, is planned, will be 4-player. Oh, there we go. There's the dude with the firehawk. I don't know what that does, but it looks cool. Zamina the warrior gypsy. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff later down the line. Okay, so I want to do this boss fight first, and then once we've done that, I'll go and show you the other mission types. But for some reason, it wants me to go over here. Are we going to talk to my favourite character? Yay! We're going to talk to Nadala. This is the lady that gives you skill upgrades. So we actually have like an ability skill tree here that is not dramatic in how you change things around, but it has some effects. So each sort of basic level is just a flat damage upgrade. And it seems to be the case for all of them. They're just flat damage upgrade for each one of these levels. However, when you get to these split points, you get to make a bit of a choice about how you're going to modify the spell. So in this case, do I want a cooldown reduction, or do I want it to drop additional blood fragments, which are the things that give me the buff? The other thing that's worth noting in here is this is where you get a proper spell description. And if you look at the spell descriptions, you start to realize that there's more going on than you might think. So here, for example, with the bats, 5% of damage done per enemy hit, plus 150% bonus to targets affected with bleed. And this thing slows an enemy and puts a bleed on it. So you're like, oh, okay, so those two synergize with each other. Then you've got this one, which does the root effect, which synergizes off this one. 300% bonus damage to rooted targets. So you can kind of see how your abilities, if you combo them and pay attention, you can kind of build up a bit of a rhythm that makes the combat more complex than it might look on the surface. It's one of these awkward games where you're trying to... Oh, I'll shut up.
Something so engorged with dark magic. It's almost like a piece of the shroud is there, and it's all concentrated in the temple. Be careful, that's all I'm saying. As much as I dislike you, it would be a shame if you died diving mindlessly into darkness.
Favorite character, this one, 100%. It's the only Saki character, it's unacceptable. There needs to be more Saki characters in games that just give you crap. That's why I liked Hades, it was just constant berating you for being useless. Anyway, as mentioned, apparently we're going into a dark, horrible place. So let's go into a dark, horrible place and find whatever it is that we're supposed to be finding there. I bet the bird has a tragic backstory. That's what it says. You were spot on. No. The Temple of Corruption. What do we got enemies-wise? Okay, those things. He says, not really recognizing. I recognize the... Yeah, these I recognize. Spider, I know one of them. So what I'm hoping for is to get through the end of this chapter and be met with a big scary boss fight and some like nice ramping difficulty, because that's one of the things I'm enjoying about this, is it's not as simple as you might think. You do, I mean, these guys are dying nice and quick, but you do got to pay some attention. Especially once they start throwing annoying little things like that into the mix. Stop it! Get off! Wow, they're knocking me all over the place. Would you stop that?
Do you feel the blood boil like that? Didn't think so.
Ooh. Wow. Like there, for example, that's an item power level 11. It's almost as strong as my upgraded one without any... Yeah, need that. Need that for the crafting. Bones. I don't quite understand why we craft things out of body parts, but that we do. Really want to unlock one of the other characters as well, though. I mean, this character's kind of fun, but and more fun than I was expecting it to be from a description of the abilities. But can't help but feel like it's not my character. I've not found that yet. I'm trying not to be focus spaced, but the game is, yeah, I wouldn't say it's hard at this point, but it's not straightforward. If I don't pay attention, I will die, 100%. Especially with those things around. They hurt like all hell. They also occasionally block your attacks. Although I'll say this new Knout, my flaring attuned Knout of Gloom, is doing the job. Random additional one that you can just click on stuff miles away. Did I miss the chest? Oh!
Everything.
That does not surprise me,
It is
Ken.
all corrupted. I am beginning to doubt Dabok is even alive, if he would allow.
Not Dabog. I have no idea who Dabog even is, other than he bleeds gold. Which is cool, I suppose. I'll get there, though. I'll get there. Again, this is not dissimilar to Hades in like its overall setup and how you need to play, I think, to do well. There's a bit more emphasis on comboing and like actually setting yourself up for good attacks, I think. That third attack giving the knockback, which is just keeps them away. As long as you can focus on those ones. If there's too many of these little guys around, you get tied up. My spacebar ability, really, really good for dealing with those stupid casters. It's the one sort of slight weird bit with the combat, especially to begin with until you get used to it. You end up in these stupid duels What the hell are you? Lazar Darkness of Keradol? Top half of a person? Chasing me around? No, it's not how we do these things. I need to pick up more of the orbs of lovely wind and do more of the life stealy of lovely wind. Kill the stupid casters. Another shard for me. I got very few of those shards to begin with, and they're starting to show up much more frequently now, which is good because they're your customization options, your unlock stuff, and so on. You don't want it to be too hard to get.
We are the serpent that eats its tail, the herald of the shroud, the antidote to the poison of your gods.
Sounds great. I'll take 2.
Darkness corrupts, darkness liberates. We bring you freedom, mortal. Soon we shall cover all.
The darkness is good for you routine. The only thing that's making me a little bit weird about this is I've got one of those too. And mine does the job quite well. Oh, I've got to kill it in that time. Oh well. Good job I put my heart down, and my heart's better than their heart. That's a bit bizarre. Apparently I need to use that heart ability more often as well. That was awesome. Cool. Well, Heart of Corruption down. I can only imagine that having done so, I now need to go and find out what it's been corrupting and kill that as well.
You did it. You've destroyed the source of the corruption eating away at the temple. Old King Vukashin, you must go to him, or to whatever is left of his remains.
I'm sure that when we get there, he'll be fine. I'm pretty certain that he'll be absolutely no problem. No worries. Right, what did we get that was super nice? Yeah, it was a ward, wasn't it? Let's make ourselves a... Have we got a ward recipe? Tome, charm, amulet. Please tell me I've got a ward. I don't have a ward, do I? No! Okay, well, I'll just have to stash that then. And apparently get rid of the existing stashed ward. Evidently, I've been through this procedure before. Cheers, kid. Catch you later, man. Yeah, they're definitely not fighting his corrupted corpse, indeed, Clock. And yeah, if you guys have got any questions about the game, feel free to hit me up. I've seen plenty so far, and as I mentioned, we'll move on to what these sort of the hunts and the other stuff's about once I've fought what I believe to be the big bad, the King of Nothing. Let's have a look. Yeah, look, he's fine. Yeah, Doc, you know, think Diablo, but like where you've got direct character control instead of everything being mouse-based. So it's WASD controls over my character, and the mouse is completely free for aiming. Whoa, that is a tight little hole to put me in. Good job I've got AoE that goes in a straight line, isn't it?
Frightened yet?
Okay, now I'm feeling slightly less confident. Ow! Heart of Wind. That heart's cool. It's so easy to miss some of the details though. Just like, for example, it doesn't tell you, unless you spend the time to go and actually look into it properly, that you can hit the heart to make it bigger.
Based on this, good job.
No health potions. I managed to end the fight with almost full health. Sweet. Some pretty cool environments as well. I know we were in this one earlier. I assume it's intentional that we're going back through the same space. Will you just group up for me so I can kill you with the big bad blood alien? Thank you. These little things are really annoying as well. Look how much damage they do. If there's one bit of feedback I would have, the hit feedback of you being hit isn't as good as it could be. Like there, that doesn't. The last one did, but the previous hits didn't feel as weighty as they could. Like it's very easy in amongst everything to not notice that you're being like actually really badly chunked. Hey, brother. That's something nice. Oh, I've almost got all the bits to craft it as well. Where do I get one of the box frame thingy-jobby things from? We're gonna have to go. Oh, we're gonna have to go and have a look at missions after this and see if I can work out where that comes from. Be damn cool to be able to craft a legendary during this. Anything sexy?
Get out of here, stalker.
Oh, engraved knout. Weapon recipe, some crafting stuff. Yeah, we're crafting things out of bone, brain, and bits of wood. Somehow. God. Battle chests. So you get this timed event sort of nature to every, or a lot of the levels where there's a battle chest about. And it's worth remembering, oh, yeah, he's fine.
Yes, I am Vukashin. You call me king. Kings rule in light. I know only darkness. The light
He's fine.
vanquished, and the darkness lives. It lives inside of me.
Oh, Jesus. Bye. Can't knock him back. Okay, that's good to know. Really? You're just gonna follow me around like that? Did I stun you? No, I can't root him either. It's just stopping my abilities from working. That's not fair. Face tank it for a second. And dodge out. Okay, let's have a look. Well, what can I do with you? Maybe if we do a bit of that, Now I really got to face tank this while he's in there. He's going to hurt like balls. I think, did it hit him? I don't know.
I've bled out my power.
No, we don't. Oh, Jesus. We don't do that. We don't do none of that. Thank you very much, my friend. Okay, we've got phases. Ooh, this doesn't look good. What do you reckon? We have to be further away from him, the better for that one? Okay, and the stuff's just going to keep falling from the ceiling. Roger that. Run. Okay, and this is the big explodey AoE Majobi, which again I assume that the further away. Does it hurt over here? It doesn't hurt over there. Oh, it does. It just takes a little while to tick. No, 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 no! Oh, no! Dodge! There's an evasion stat, and apparently I'm relying on that quite heavily right now. Said he was invulnerable during that. See if I can save up enough to use the heart again. Regen energies. There's not a jump, no. You've got only this dash ability, and I know that not all the characters even have that. Nice. That apparently was good timing. So when he casts his summon ability is when I've got the opportunity. Ooh, music's heating up. Oh, the little ground effects don't show up here. That's a WoW problem. You got your Z level set on. it does a little bit of damage and slows you, but I bet if I'm right in his face for that, that hurts like all hell. No, too greedy. Right now, I'm quite close to death, and obviously we've got this tint on the screen. But that could be more obvious. Alright. Cut it close at the end. What do you got to say, old man? Say your words. Oh wait, he's doing something.
You freed me from the dark beyond the shroud. You have my eternal gratitude, but you must know. My connection to my patron, Dabog, has been severed.
That's not sounding good for
My
Dabog.
crown,
All the other ones are apparently, are they disappearing or dead? I think they might even be dead.
tears of Dabog, they were a conduit to his divine presence. Without them, I cannot reach the life giver. Without the tears of Dabog, I am but a shadow, a figment of a king, locked between this world and the next. It is dark without his presence.
Yes. Alright. I don't feel sorry for you in the slightest, because you were just trying to kill me, but no worries. Epic weapon recipe, and... oh, epic charm. Poison damage, int, spell damage bonus. Lovely. Loots, boys, loots. We were given the loots. Look at the state of that. Put it on. And the ghastly tome. No. Now this is where you can tell this game's supposed to have co-op. Like it feels almost a little bit, I wouldn't say completely empty with it. It's like it is fun solo, but it's clearly just sitting there waiting for like that Vermintide style 4 people in a party running maps kind of co-op. You know, you can see the space for them here. They'd be standing around you. This is your end of battle screen. They'd have their little numbers above their heads as well. As I understand it, co-op was disabled because they were having too many problems with the network side of things.
You freed
and that
King
it'll be back
Vukasin
soon,
from
but-
the darkness corrupting him, but he is still not truly himself. The gems in his crown are what connected him to the life giver. The tears of Dabog, given to him by they were last seen during his final titanic struggle versus the great dragon of Igma.
Oh,
The
Great Dragon of
ancient
Igma, yes,
Kra
I remember him.
battlefield has long been raided and frozen over.
A friendly fellow. Okay, what was that recipe? The epic one. It was an epic weapon recipe. Okay, so I'm using a item power level 9 as my base, and I've got an item power level 11 there. And we also need to look at what was I missing for that last blueprint. Oh, that's a weapon as well. Where do I get one of the boxy majobbies from? Right, okay. It is time to go and talk through the other ways and things to do in the game outside of the main campaign. So, over here we have Mr. Zimski, who you unlock after you've been through a little bit of the campaign, and he gives you random hunts to do, which can be all sorts of different things. Like, for example, here, if you can collect 15 Mora fellas, they're very daily quest-like. Or Barrett Horns, or the one I'm on at the moment is just to kill Maratian the Bold, and I get 7,500 gold for that, and they got difficulty levels, and yeah. You can have a few of them on the run at once by the looks of things, so I should probably. Spiders of any kind. Legless zombies, 20. For 5,000, I'll do it. Oh, this actually abandons my current. Alright, forget that then. So you've got the hunts, which are kind of just ongoing. You know, you don't necessarily go specifically to do a hunt. You just have a hunt that's on the go. Then you've got multiple different types of missions in here. So the way these work out, you can select them through the map and look around on the world map, but I find it actually quite a lot easier to go through and select them just up in this list. The way these work out is they've got a difficulty level, and then each one of these will be like a short mission that give us a bunch of rewards, and you know what the rewards will be in advance. So you can see here you've got some various crafting materials, and then this key fragment, and then if I did it on other difficulties, you get other stuff for it. Now what I'm going to look for here, because this is kind of your source of crafting materials, is where do I get that legendary part I'm missing? Because it'll be from one of these missions. Probably one of the harder ones, I imagine. Now, none of this stuff is dropping legendary. It may be that I can't farm for it through a mission. Oh, wait, here we go. Druidic Garment is not the one I need. What was the one I needed? One that looks like a box. This does use a Druidic Garment, but one that looks like a box. Roger that. I want to see how that side of things works, like how the crafting for that side works out. So there's Garment. One of them. Let me guess, I can't get it yet. Nope, doesn't look like it. I think I might have to go a bit further in before I can actually get access to that last bit to craft it, because these don't drop legendary stuff. Anyway, so you've got these quick missions, and they're designed as kind of drop in, go for specific crafting requirements, but also for these unholy key fragments. And what the unholy key fragments allow you to do is go on assassination missions. The assassination missions let you go and try and get bits to unlock a character. Now, this is one artifact, so that's worth noting. But they're hard. Like this first one here, even though it said level 7, I was doing it at level 12, and they're tricky. And then we've got this one, which has only just opened up, that I need a torment key for, so I need to do better missions, apparently. Because these keys are what is necessary to actually play through these. So let's go and do this one again and see if I can get lucky. And I'll show you what these assassinations are like, because these are kind of tricky.
The blood of demons is an acquired taste.
Essentially a similar setup. Obviously you've got waves of stuff coming in. Different environment here and some kind of different enemies as well. These guys are horrible. Nothing I can do seems to stun them or slow them down. They just keep on coming, keep on giving me hate. Big nasty lightning dealing ones as well, although they do like to group up for me. It's very kind of you. Give me the health potion. Aggressive recruitment? What do you mean, Nilas? Nice looking environments in this. Ah, okay, this will be fun. See this dude here? He's just going to fly around the whole fight in the air, making my life not cool. Like, randomly throwing bombs down at me and so on, and the only way to get rid of him is to finish the fight. See, look at it. What was my piety with the boon? What does it do? Armor up. I'm not that bothered, I think. He just hangs around and is a pain in the arse the entire time until you get that wave cleared. And this also seems the longer they are up for, the more they just start shooting at you. Do one of these earlier. Okay, fair enough. Which is interesting, because I suspect I found the boss fight a lot easier than he did. Although one thing I have noticed, because I was watching Jack stream of this earlier as well, I have to use a lot fewer health potions than he does, because I'm based on this, like, lifesteal approach. lots of lifesteal and lots of bleeds going out all over the place, and means I don't really use health potions very often. I spend most of my time at full health potion so far. I mean, the game does have difficulty levels on top of it, so I could now replay the first campaign on a higher difficulty level. And, I mean, I don't know if the rewards change or what, but again, it's got that sort of Vermintide, Left 4 Dead sort of feel, where part of it is going to be the challenge of doing the high difficulties as a group. Really hope that co-op comes soon. No, not them. They are so annoying. These little freezing mage things, they are the bane of my existence. These are annoying as well. They've got so much armor. Blue bar indicates that they've got an armor layer, basically, you've got to work off first. No, I killed the chicken. Okay, so another element that I've not mentioned, and that's just reminded me, is over here you've got these little red blips, and they are for specific like encounter goals where I'll get a benefit if I can pull it off when within those around. And if I'd left him alive, managed to not hit him for the whole encounter, he drops loads of these golden eggs that are just full of gold. But unfortunately I hadn't noticed that he was kicking around. I'm too busy dancing eyes back and forward to chat. Bone cleaver. I think it's little bits to try and increase the replayability. This bar here, and this little crown thing, I think this is like how well I've done so far. There's a little score at the end called Glory, I think, that indicates kind of how fast and how well you've done the encounter. This one might be total number of enemies. Then under here we've got the little various things that we can complete while we're there. These are only active for certain encounters. So you've got to pay attention on the left-hand side, and it'll just pop up and say, oh, in this fight, you've got to do this. Like, not use this ability, or, you know, there's a bunch that are not use X ability. There are a bunch that are to do with, like, not taking damage or clearing the encounter within a certain length of time. Wait. These little tentacle things are blooming annoying as well. Although I suspect if a enemy is blooming annoying, it's just made a good enemy. Whoa! Hatred everywhere. No. Come on now, let me out. There's a few things that can do that to you. One of them is those ice mages that fire the beam in your direction. And the other one is there are some traps. And yes, if we ever come across the mobs that drop the traps, I hit them constantly. Because of course I do. Okay, should have seen that one coming. You, stop slowing me down. Such a weird ability, but I quite like it. Here, put this heart on the floor and then beat on it, and then at the end of that, you will be able to explode it, and it will do loads of damage. Because of course it will. Now you there. Would you care to die?
I've only just begun. This is but the first of many triumphs.
Okay, now that should be all the shards I need to unlock that fella. And it does seem like each one of these different areas are going to give you a different character's unlocks.
No. I cannot carry anymore.
Maximum recipes reached. Now, I didn't know there was a maximum recipes. Damn it. I'm going to have to go and drop a whole bunch of stuff. Bear with me one moment. I drop all the ones that don't count as anything towards my class, I guess. Or I've got like random strength stuff on them, or like this are just really like low level, low tier. Although, thinking about it, I can just drop all the 1 to 10 stuff pretty much, can't I? Just start keeping 11 to 20s. Unless there's something really nice. Like, I'll keep that, for example. Keep the 3 stat ones, perhaps? Still got that epic weapon recipe that I need to make at some point. These are 11s, and those 2 are weapons, so I'll keep them. Why not? And then loots for days. You get key fragments from doing a key fragment, apparently. And then these shards are the ones both for... It seems both for unlocking and customizing. And that's blatantly all I need to unlock Crazy Mage Dude. Who looks kind of fun, but I'll leave it down to chat. I mean, the 2 options are, I guess, try and do the... Yes, I know they're level 1 if I grab the next one. Yeah, so it basically, when you unlock these new heroes, they start off from scratch, and then you've got to level them up again. So almost go back and do content again. Again, it's a bit sort of Warframe style. But yes, I've got the option of either going and playing a bit with the mage, or... Let's have a look. Can I get into that second assassination relatively easily? I'd need to do some missions, get Torment Key. Be interesting, because I know Shaq showed off a bit what that mage dude is like, although I'm not necessarily certain he showed it off that well. No offense, but I seem to remember the very first thing he did was jump into a far too hard mission with it. Okay, so this is basically explaining that when you unlock a new hero, you gain, obviously you've got to level it back up again, but you also have this like overall account level, and this account level changes how quickly you level characters overall. So the longer you've been playing, essentially, and the more characters you have unlocked, the quicker you can unlock and level up new ones. So I think the idea is very much not to make you have to grind too hard. You know, it's not about the big grind towards stuff. Obviously, to begin with, they want you to play through things, but later down the line, less so. Okay, so I don't even have Might 100. Do I have? What do I have in my stash? I mean, that can go on regardless. Intelligence, poison dart, yeah, that can work. That works. Now, did I keep a weapon for you kicking around? I did, lovely. It's only a power level 1, but... No, it's not. It's power level 5. Ignore me. Let's go and get that crafted. Be interesting to see what sort of ability this guy's got. I saw a little bit from Shaq earlier, but yeah, not that much. Right, so for you, we're going to want nothing too crazy. Fortitude and lightning damage? Sure. Is that the right one? No. That's the right one. Haha, nice one, Backer. That's a little better. 37 to 46 instead of 8 to 12. Yeah. That'll do the job. Missing a few other bits of gear, but we can pick those up pretty fast. Let's go see what this guy's like. Work out what blooming abilities he's got. And to begin with, we're only going to have a couple of abilities unlocked. So I'm going to start off with one of... Let's have a look. It says I've actually got 1.4k might. Sure, let's try and do one of these ones, because these ones, in theory, should give me the key I want. I could go straight in and... Oh no, those are still unholy key fragments, whereas this is tormented key fragment I need for down there, isn't it? Where do I get those from? From there. So from this bottom tier, which is 2.8k required. Yeah, let's not do 2.8k. Let's just do one of these nice straightforward ones. This is a survival as well. It'll be nice and easy. Okay, what we got? Left shift is lightning strike at my location, consuming dots to heal and turning me immaterial for a short duration. Okay. That makes me run faster as well. I do lightning, and I spin around and set things on fire. That sounds fun. Have lightning. Ooh, he can move and attack at the same time. How very advanced. And that's a chain lightning ability, which is just cool. Bernie. Level up already. Okay, I like this guy already. This guy's cool. Well, I've got a new ability as well. What does it do?
No time for snacks.
Lightning bolt that bounces. Literally anything is an upgrade now. Just put it on. We'll work out what it is later. Not available in Oz. Really? That's weird, Becca. What's this? Oh, Divine Favor. Okay. But I didn't have that on the last character. So I guess that's specifically if you're on a new character. And what does my E do? I don't know. I pressed it. Oh, wow. Okay, that just takes a while to come down. Roger. Same as the middle mouse. Maybe I can only cast it under certain circumstances then. Because it's not letting me cast it at the moment. Let me out of the thing, please. I don't want to die in here.
This is not hope.
Told you as soon as there was traps I'd be running into them. Shit, there's more. Yeah, I don't quite understand why I can't actually... my middle mouse button and so on isn't working. I did there. There's a Diablo Torchlight vibe, but what you can't tell as a viewer, and is really prevalent when you're playing it, is the fact that it's not the same as Diablo and Torchlight because I've got direct control. I'm not mouse clicking. So it plays really differently. Steel amulet of bleeding, sure. And a white ring, wow. So what do these things actually do? Mark of the Gods creates a lightning storm in AoE radius. Mark of Dabog, right mountain. So I can put this down. This, oh wait, okay, so this applies to me. So I apply Mark of the Gods and then click, and it does two different things. That explains why that's being weird. And it's going to be the same with this, right? I use it and then right or left click. Left click is chain lightning, right click summons fireballs. Left click is a storm, right click is sunfire AoE. That's cool. I suspect, from what I've seen of the other characters, that basically the further you go through, the more complex the characters get as far as how their playstyle works. They start you off with some quite straightforward ones. So I do that, and then I right click to fire the fireballs of wind.
It's nigh.
Do that, and then right click to create the AoE of hatred. and then you get shot by that bastard. Alright, this guy is awesome.
This was easier than I thought.
Yeah, they're both switching between fire and lightning. It's pretty cool. Okay, fair play, Michael. Makes sense. Cheers for the heads up, sir. Damn it. I really don't like those ice mages. This guy takes even more focus than the blooming other one. Damn it. I actually have to pay attention with this one. Now it's giving me more abilities. I can't take it. Help. Alright, elemental rings. Right mouse button, wave of lightning that expands and contracts. Fire nova, wave somewhere, burning enemies. Okay. Yeah, I like that. This dual element thing's really cool. Because essentially, you've got twice as many abilities, right? Not quite, but you know what I mean. It's like, so far, you've got 3 abilities that all double up. Alright, using this guy is going to be really hard to get used to, but I can imagine if you do, he's just cool. Alright, what's the space right-click one look like? Okay. Now, which one's the one that regens my health? One of these said it used, consumed stuff on the target in order to heal me. Ah, it's my lightning. It's this thing. No, the shift is single, like, use, if you know what I mean. It doesn't have the second side to it. So it's got, it looks like this one will as well. Element incarnate. Yeah, we'll have some of that. Yeah, you really have to think about what you're doing with this. I mean, it's really cool, but the double ability thing is a little off-putting until you've got some idea of like what to expect. Whoa! You all right there? You want to get Bernie? those fireballs do massive damage. Doesn't feel like it's got that much rhythm to it yet, though. That may well just be because I have no idea what I'm doing. Still, that was an easy way of getting this guy to what, level 8? So now, I guess I sit here and do a whole bunch of crafting. At the very least. Level 8 should be able to craft up something a little nicer. So that one's 11 to 20, but I can use some of this 1 to 10 stuff. Lightning damage, poison damage, fire resistance. You got anything to... No. This is going to be the problem. What have I got? I got a amulet, a ward, and a very bad one-handed staff. Yeah, the staffs I've got are not worth using. You can do an amulet. Or a ward, but I... Oh, wait. No, I do. Crappy amulet. Probably better than nothing. Or better than the rubbish I've got at the moment. Dexterity and... Okay, I take it back. That is almost certainly not better. I suppose I'm using strength at the moment, so yes it is. Don't think my mage needs much in the way of strength. Okay, I guess do another harder one. I really want to try and unlock something that isn't this one. See whatever the next one is, but how far off is that likely to be? I'd have to do these 3k ones, which means I'd have to switch back to the other character, and even then it would be hard. Worth doing though, I think. No? Not gonna switch for me? Choose! Aha. Can I just level up for... What? Okay, and then we do one of these ones. Talons, Fangs, Blades and Death. Sounds like me. Although that gives us Druidic Garment. Does any of the other ones give us? It was the last one, the Root of All Evil, that gave us something different, wasn't it? One of these, which I don't think I've got. Although it's used for... It's a strength-based crafting card, so I actually don't want it. Oh, what the hell? That one's level 14. That's 12. This is 11. Okay. Different area. It keeps taunting you as well in this little thing, talking about co-op. This game is going to be a lot cooler once you can get some friends in it. Like any ARPG, I think. Not like, you know, playing Diablo solo is alright for a bit. But no one expects you to do it for any length of time. Bone. Bone everywhere. What on earth are these things? It's like a big one of the ones earlier, and those things hurt like hell. No, kill it. Kill it with fire. Also, slightly strange the way you can see, it's taunting you, it's showing you what loot's gonna drop, but you can't pick it up until the end of the encounter. Did the spiders get stuck in the pillar there? It looks like the spiders are stuck in the pillar there. Poor little spids. Shut up, I can dodge it. Seems to be all he ever says. He does have other voice lines. Switch over. Or don't die wasted.
Do you feel
So these
the blood
battle
boil
expeditions,
within?
at least some of them, don't force you to... Oh, nice. Level 12 stuff and an epic weapon recipe. Okay, these are worth coming and doing.
The blood of the innocent soaks this land. Not my style.
And you're immediately getting upgrades for this character. Who's talking to me? There is a voice here. I have no idea where I'm going now. I guess down this direction? Yeah, that looks about right. And there's a chicken. Chicken! I swear the chickens intentionally try and run in the way. Look at him. Hi, Bagger. And hey, William. Yeah, Shaq's playing it as well. Get logged. Oop. I killed the chicken. No, damn it. That's too easy to do. What are you doing? Oh, you're spawning a little... How did I not see that before? They spawn some little weird thing when they die.
Are you watching?
I'm always hearing the voices. Don't worry, that's nothing surprising. That's nothing new. Oh. That's a weird one. It's a sort of an upgrade, but it doesn't do more damage. Just gives me a lot more like armor rating and stuff. I mean, I'll take it. Won't say no. Nice to actually be getting upgrades. There was a period where apparently either where I guess maybe I was farming a bit much, but the upgrades were getting slimmer on the ground. I was crafting everything and it wasn't dropping. Every time they manage to jump when I cast out. And you get the AoE alright on this character. It's well satisfying. Have a hot. This is a little stingy. Little stingy. And then there's one just hiding in the corner, waiting to jump in. And a pretty good job of it. Is there a caliber? I doubt it somehow, Corridor. I don't think they can get away with that. Ooh. That's a level 12 staff for our other dude. That's a pretty decent upgrade for us. We got both in, and both identical. You see, min-maxing. That's what's going on here. Gotta have intelligence on everything. Yeah, it's a shame that didn't work out so good, but that staff is going to be great. We can upgrade that. Some crafting. Quite like the fact that there's a stash and you can, like, essentially do that sort of thing where you're sort of cross, what do you want to call it, cross-pollinating almost. Oh, Jesus. That's not where I wanted to be stuck. I wanted to go for the shrine. I didn't mean it. A boon! What did I get? Speed shrine. nice. Ooh. I think it might be time for a heart, isn't it? Yeah. It's such a weird ability. Well, of course I can drop large hearts and then beat them up in order to do more damage. Can't you? The duck level. I reckon you could get away with the duck level. I mean, it would be a very obvious nod, but at that point it would be a nod, right? Rather than a... Ooh, no. It keeps trying, but then they don't do enough damage. It keeps wanting me to have fortitude and like armor rating bonus and stuff. I don't want that. Deeps. Deeps is what we want. More deeps. The weird thing about these particular missions is you can, like, you've got a map, you can clear, you've got to clear all these points, but you can go in any order you want. You don't, in fact, you don't have to, do you? Technically, you can bow out at any point you like, but let's be real. We're in here to finish it. Oh, hello. That's a lot of friends. It's a lot of dead friends. Too easy. Aha! Item power level 12 whip. Sweet. Probably be picking up most of these. I'm going to want to enchant and make a load of items off that. Chickens would make more sense. Chicken level supreme. Although so far they're taking care of their chicken, so I don't know. Might not work. Might not fit. One of the things I've done with while I end up using the whip a lot, I've actually put almost all of my like points and so on the way I'm setting up the gear into intelligence and trying to do more spell damage. And every now and then you get one of the crits that's like bingo 300, 400 damage or something like that. Yeah, that is working. The name of that? This reminds me of a level. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Oh god. Don't die. Well, that's a bit easy. Then you dodge the big, like, what is that? He's got something in a chain, in a cage on a chain. I don't even know what's supposed to be in there. Yeah, this whip does, I don't know. With all the extra damage it's got added on top, maybe 100 damage a hit, 150 damage a hit, and even the blooming non-crit bats do. Look at that. 2, 3, 5, something like that. Ooh, loot's on the floor. Loot's on the floor for me. You missed. Does feel like the... Ow. Does feel like the mage class is going to end up having more potential than this one. Damn it with the chargy hatred thing with jobbies. Have a heart. running out of mana a lot in the moment in this one. That's the problem with going all spell damage and ability damage. No, not to the face. Not to the face. Literally to the jaw. Now give me the loot. Oof.
I cannot carry anymore.
Okay, we're going to need to sort some gear out here. We're keeping that. Don't need this rubbish. Because that's a level 12 unupgraded. It's better than what I've got, and it hasn't even got any upgrades on it. Knowing Bronze Charm of Clout. Oops. That's got to be better than the other one. Oh, I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up. That's some good loot. Good loot. I swear one of these was just a straight upgrade for what we're wearing as well. Not that. Definitely not that. Why am I... No, I'm good without that, thanks. Yeah, that's almost an upgrade without anything added to it. I don't know what it was. Was it this? Maybe it was nothing. Alright, map, where am I going? I guess down here and we go around like that? Something like that? Yeah, for some reason it's not available in Australia yet. Which is unfortunate, but I assume it's going to be coming. It's just a bit bizarre that it's not, honestly.
Sweet sustenance.
I don't even think I've fought one of these guys before. What are you? Okay, dead, apparently. Such lovely health steal from when I get a big pack like that. And then just round the edge. No, I've never heard of a knout before. I like the word though. It's got a K in it for no reason. Wouldn't you all want a knout if you were given the option? Completely unintentionally got some with a log. Oh, good fools. And then I knocked him into outer space. I can't just stand there and face tank these spinning ones. They're too nasty. As are these. Absolutely melted everything else, but those things won't die. Give me the health. Wow, that's so much health regen. There's like 200 HP back off that. Fair enough, Lazy Monkey. I mean, I'm familiar with it from because they used it in Diablo, the original. Didn't get brought back, but it was in the original. Bracing bamboo obelisks of coursing. These are very Diablo-esque names as well. Wonder if that's an intentional like nod. Not when I say Diablo-esque names, like very Diablo 1-esque names. You know, very Knight's Breastplate of the Whale. Little homage. What's this? Oh god, there's traps. There's traps, boys. I'm in trouble. Subtle traps as well. It's even worse. Give me my health back.
sweet sustenance.
Yeah, the original Diablo is... I still find that my favourite. More so than... I know a lot of people will say they prefer... Look at these things. What are these as well? I think I should have seen that one coming. They hurt like all hell. I am going to kill myself on those at some point in the very near future. Uh-huh. Not that way then. Don't tell me I have to go round. That's not cool. I do, don't I? Why? Uh-huh. I have to go around from there. No. I have very much taken the wrong path for this. Yeah, I've always been a trap magnet. Unfortunately, 'tis the thing. Just like, unfortunately, 'tis a thing that I have to do this as well. I don't know, my cozy. I'll have to ask and find out why it is that it's not available in Australia. It's slightly unusual. It may be ratings based. That's what it'll be. Australia is you are so very special. It'll be ratings based. They won't have a rating for it yet, as it won't have been by the board. I mean, nothing else. Look at the amount of blood on the screen. Guys, look what I found. Do you recognise it? It's the wooden box of thingamajobbies. Wooden box of thingamajobbies, ho! I do get to cross an epic on this stream. I can understand that though, lazy. Aussie wildlife is scary. Don't you guys mess with me, I got an epic to make. Or a legendary or something. I can't remember what they're called. I think it's legendary in this. Oh, whoa, God. We got an enemy. We got a nasty. And he hurts. And he hurts. He also bleeds, however, so...
My
Goodbye.
freedom means your damnation.
Found an elemental... That's another one. There's the druidic garment we were promised. And is that enough? That's enough tormented key fragments to go straight in to try the next thing as well, whatever it's called, that new assassination mission. Well, how very nicely timed. Okay, crafting. Crafting. Do I have a base weapon to do it with? Yes, I do. So. Oh, interesting. I can't put. Does it need to be a 1 to 10? No, I have to put in upgraded ones? Okay, when did I pick that up? I completely missed that. Okay, I'm confused here. Wants a hexing whip. But what's the difference between... I'm slightly confused by that now. What am I missing here? Maybe I just give it a go and see what happens. It's just strange it says reforge. Although it'll let me put blooming anything in it, as long as it's upgraded. Screw it, what's the worst that can happen? Make me a thing. That was not what I was expecting to happen. Let me guess, that didn't actually use the recipe either. No. So I'm missing something from this. Evidently these aren't the right types of whip in some way or something like that. Slightly disappointing, but that's fine. That's fine, we can go and do an assassination first. Let's put on the massive upgrade that is that. And stash some of this stuff when I come back, just in case. So that's a level 11, that's a level 12 one. I'll just keep one level 12. And then all of this stuff is basically useless. Or, oh, damn it, that might not have been, actually. Lightning damage, 12 to 13, armor rating? Yeah, sure. Keep that for crafting as well. And that. Ditch that. Ditch you, ditch you. And then I go for a very quick be right back before attempting this next section. Apologies, guys. Back in one moment. I'm back. Sorry about that. And we can have enough of you, thank you, music. Cool, let's go and try one of these assassinations of this new bit. See if we can work out what the next character is. Because if it's anything like the previous, it will be quite quick to unlock once we start doing the assassinations and actually finishing them. But it'll also be bloody hard if it's anything like the last one.
Time to whip things back into shape.
Especially as I'm right on the edge of the right level for it. Let's have a look. So far, not so bad. Oh wait, I say that. Yeah, I say that, and yet I'm actually taking quite a lot of damage. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Pav. It's bound to be rating related. Well, good to have a confirmation. I just thought for a second, I was like, oh, hang on a second. If it's Australia, knowing how strict Australia can be about ratings, that sort of immediately started to make a bit of sense. Wow, I'm taking a lot of damage.
Witness the power within the blood. Frightened yet?
Ah, this stuff's dropping item level 15 stuff. Can see some upgrades on the horizon. Just not quite yet, apparently. Ow! Spinny! It stings so bad. Please, please no more spinny. And you no, stop that too. You both hurt far more than is acceptable. Give me health back. Whoa, almost dead already. Roger. Interesting, you can... That forge was an upgrade for me that I could go and use, but I accidentally hit it from behind and it blew up and like took out a whole bunch of it. Nice little dynamic stuff.
Do you feel the blood boil, my pet? Didn't think so.
Oh, hello. That's the upgradings. And a two-handed scythe. Yes, I'm going to pick that up in the hope that we get access to the dude that uses them. That's how it works, right? If you pick up a good option, then it just gives it to you. This stuff's so much higher level than the gear I'm wearing. It is actually slightly scary. It's not quite better than, but it's so much higher level that is, yeah, slightly concerning. I saw bits of Benjamin. I didn't see the whole thing, but bits of. Enough to know that he's playing a very different character. Very different strengths, and I know about where he's at as well. Ow! Real big ow. Screw it.
If it bleeds, kill
do we got for the loot? Crafting, yes, 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 but something I can actually stick on immediately. Pretty good, but not amazing. Where is the deeps? This is what we're after, really. I don't need evasion rating or any of that rubbish. Give me int and lightning damage. Hang on a second here. Mr. Wasted has been in top chat for the entire stream because he's an idiot. Now says, welcome to live chat. Oh, the irony. So true that is. Ow. I just like taking those to the face. That's the thing, I think. Just good sound fun for all the family. Rocket to the face. That guy looked like he had armor, but I went straight through it. If you stun them, does it mean that you ignore their armor? That'd be kinda handy.
Losing power.
Guy's really hurt. Can you stop that, please? And you.
Dying is a waste of blood.
I need to start using that spinning ability more frequently. Look at him. Cheeky git. No! No! I suck. I had potions left. I just suck.
I see they don't call this Black Valley for nothing.
I've already unlocked the second character. I'm going for a third. I want to have a look at and hopefully get, because while the mage is very cool, and I don't know how far he went after I was watching, but when I was watching, Jack had barely touched on the mage, really. While the mage is cool, I'm hoping to get the assassin-like melee character, because he looks amazing.
Witness the power within the blood. Frightened yet?
Blaring sturdy charm of gloom. My favourite bit of gloom. Yeah, I know. Get not sucky or start actually using health potions. I'm being too sparing with them. Ow! Do you mind? Yeah, this place stings quite a lot more than the last one. Whoa! Okay, now I'm getting stomped in the face. But anyway, wahaha. Then the dodge needs to be shorter cooldown, god damn you. You get too locked into these ranges. I can't move while doing this attack. And I don't know, the dodge just feels like you should be able to dodge when you want. And then you balance the difficulty around that rather than limiting the dodge charges. They're never quite enough. I'm trying to pay attention to my health. Doing my best, damn it. It's not a strong point of mine. At 500 damage with that big attack there. Yeah. And then take it to the face again, why don't you? Yeah, lag on stream chat is... Let me try refreshing. Because it's really bad. Don't know why it would be that bad this evening, but yeah, the lag on that was noticeable even from my end. Hello. Int and cold. Yes. Int and cold resistance. Lovely. Also, my G900 battery is at 9%. And the cable for it is currently magnetically attached to a keyboard weight. I know YouTube chat's always way behind, but not that bad, lazy. Oh, hello. Hello. Big nasties. Oh god, I'm one of those as well. I don't like those. But still haven't worked out what that one that... It's clearly not an armor bar that dude's got. What is it then? A nice combo like that and the health is just all back. Right, one of these. And you're back up to full immediately. Morning, Sam. How you doing, sir? Okay, where am I going? Down this way. Roger. Going a bit better this time. Now I'm not ignoring my HP. Although you two quite clearly need to die. Alright, big boy. Just you and me now. Stand there. In the bleed. That's right.
No. Dying is a waste.
No wasted. Oh. I'm stuck in the corner so badly. Get me out of here. It's the first time I've legitimately felt stuck in this. I feel so badly can't get hit by those things. Those are so nasty now. Get away. Look how fast my health melts. if you don't... Right, those enemies, if you don't kill the little thing that comes out, they come back to life again. That thing, if you don't kill that, it comes back to life again. That's not cool. No one said that was okay. And that's a lot of enemies. That is a very large amount of enemies. Fire the thing. Okay, use the health potion.
If it bleeds, kill it. No.
Stingy. And bad aim. And you're next.
This is bad.
Why do I suspect that this is going to be painful? Lord Gvozden. This is the assassination wave. This is the boss. Oh God! He's a big one. He's got a laser beam. Run away from the laser beam of pew pew.
I can't do
Why are you leaving there? Big boy. No, no, don't you laser beam me.
blood.
I am gonna struggle to do this, I suspect. I'm struggling for blooming mana alone.
Bleeds, kill it.
Okay, his laser beams get faster. This guy is... Okay, proper boss. Proper boss. Stop that. There's no way I'm gonna be able to make it unless I get right up close to him. I don't like it.
Waste of blood.
He does a lot of damage. Down to my last HP version. Anyone think Wasted's not quite ready for this? I don't think I've got any choice but to keep doing laps, picking up the orbs, and just hoping that I can kill the other enemies at the same time and get HP back. Because he is not happy with me. And he keeps doing these fire things. He is going down. Oh God. Oh, okay, that actually has a maximum range as well. Oh, don't stand still. If I stand still for a second, I just get absolutely wrecked by all of that stuff. I had a good rhythm going. Why did I stop it?
Losing power. Losing blood. Losing
I can't afford to click more than once ever, or they hit me. Ah, that was a good bit of healing. Stop that, you.
This is bad. No. Let out my power.
Let me... I don't have any mana. Give me mana.
Dying is a waste of blood.
Please. I need to cast the bad thing to heal. And every time I stop, I get hit. No! I actually almost did it. I can't. That's not acceptable. You don't know. No. Not how it goes down. Not how it goes down. First things first, we craft some gear. Yeah, I didn't have any trouble with mana, but that was when there was things to kill. First things first. Amulet recipe 11 to 10. Have I got an amulet? Yes, I do. It's a level 15 one. Craft. Make me a sexy amulet. That boss fight was exactly the sort of thing I was hoping for, though. You know, that's very, that's not a sexy amulet. Very Dark Souls feeling sort of boss fight combat. Really having to try and make, like, use of everything. It's not re-rolling, is it? Not re-rolling the strength. It won't re-roll the main stat, will it? Damn it. They're all useless. So what have I mainly got? Rings. Rings and charms. So then. Lightning, poison, fire resistance, 1 to 3. Yeah, I see I can't use that ring for it because it's... We got one in the stash? No, what have we got in the stash? Wards. Wards and amulets. Which could work. Critical attack damage. Ooh, epic tome. No, is that a ward? Rare ward. There we go. Health and fire damage. We'll do that. Level 14. The one in the stash is 11, 12. Yeah, let's use the one for our gear then. Make something sexy. Wow, that is a lot of armor and evasion rating. It replaced, look how much it replaced. Whoa. And then I have a level 14 whip. Can I? Let's try it again. Nope. It just won't let me do that. Alright, fine. I need to work out why I don't understand what's going on with the legendaries at some point. But for now, I'm pretty sure I've got an epic cold poison critical armor rating bonus. Makey. It's normal. If there's a colorblind mode, I haven't found it. I'd very much like it. Oh, look at the state of it. Look at the state of it. I got all the buffs. Critical attack damage, critical ability damage. Yes, yes. We went from 66 to 82 damage to 128 to 172 damage. I suspect this may make a small difference. Wow. Have I got any? There's an 11 to 20 ring recipe as well. That's a 14. Lightning. Actually, no. No. Remove. I want cold resistance. We've seen how horrible cold is. It's constant. Most classes seem to have a dash or some equivalent aids, so there'll be some sort of speed bonus ability regardless. Knowing Frozen Ring. I don't know how that compares to what we have. honestly. So we got Numbing Frozen Ring and, oh wow, probably quite a lot better. Well, the spell damage bonus might have been quite good. Oh, we had attack damage bonus on the other one. That's not so much of a big deal then. Let's sell this stuff and go and kill that lemon assassination rubbish. Not acceptable. Yeah, I'd really like to be able to end with having unlocked the last character. That's the state of that weapon. It's like over doubled, I think, our standard damage. Yeah, Sam, I've heard the same. Dodge abilities in this sort of game makes it feel much more dynamic. And this plays, because of the WASD controls, this plays much more like Diablo 3 console than it does Diablo 3 PC. Much more. I need a torment key. No. You can't do that. That sounds like a different class to mine, Brzezinski.
I see they don't call this Black Valley for nothing.
Yeah, that's a noticeable increase in damage. So I'll stand here for a bit, shall I? Anybody else? You, eh? I didn't restock on health potions. Oh well. It looks like it might not matter. I've also got 1,201 health now. Where did that happen? Last time I looked, I had like 780. Or 880, sorry. Yeah, there's a chance I might be able to get away here without health potions if I'm going to take these guys down that quick. Whoa, the damage spike.
Please, kill it. Are you watching Temnakula?
Yeah, which doesn't seem to be the case here. I reckon this has got the min-max 100%. Especially with like the ability combos and so on to mix in with it. And if we have a quick look, hang on, before we go into this next encounter, we have a quick look in the character stats. Can I bring the character stats up? Yeah. You have a quick look in here. You know, you've got all of those juicy things you want. And when you mouse over, you get the good information about what's happening, you know, where the bonus is coming from. As you can see, I'm getting some pretty big critical. Need to up my attack chance, but I've been trying to focus on crit, basically. Because in my experience, crit is a pretty good way to go. Pretty good way to go, but, you know, it's the sort of stats you want to get some decent min-maxing in there. Ow! Actually, that didn't really hurt very much, it just knocked me back.
Do you feel the blood boil? Didn't think so.
What sort of weird-ass route is this taking me? Ah, it has changed the look of the weapon in my hand. I didn't actually think that there was any noticeable character changes based upon what gear you had equipped, but that has changed. Not sure the actual, like, how the attack looks has changed particularly, but... I suddenly feel quite overpowered. Right click and everything dies. Yeah, I'm with you, Brzezinski. I've already mentioned myself that I think the hit feedback as far as on you, the hit feedback on the enemies is great. The hit feedback on you could be better. With the exception of like the big attacks, it really doesn't seem to register properly. Like that little knockback's alright, but when it comes to the enemies, I don't know if it's trying not to interrupt the sort of flow of things or what, but hang on. Oh, there is a way through there. I thought I could get through there for a second. I was like, hang on. I need to go that way. That's not acceptable. This just in. Crit attack damage. Kinda hacks. Normally min-maxes pretty well. And would you look at that? Crit attack damage min-maxes pretty well. Right. The size of those numbers coming up at times is about right. Wait. To anybody who's played an ARPG before, that was no news whatsoever. Oh, I'm going back this way now, am I? Okay. Oh! You're just going to let me knock walls over whenever I want now? Well, I'm being spoilt. Ow! Okay, I can still get hurt quite badly if I don't pay attention. However, wrecking potential has been dramatically increased. Final wave, eh? Where's the big bad? Those knockbacks last for so long, it's really debilitating. Oh, are you the big bad? You're not very scary, friend.
It will no longer be denied. The Nakula will fall.
Yeah, it's the potion farm run. I'll pick those up to sell just because they seem to be amulet of butchering. That sounds like the sort of thing I want. Yay, key fragments. Yep, potion farming run successful. And so I've got 67 glory. Let's have a look. How do I'm still bad. Roger. Let's not look again. Right. What do we have in our inventory after that trip? Armor rating, physical damage bonus, bonus health. I think I might actually. Yeah. And then these are just for selling. And that as well. And got some nice stuff now. Oh, I should also. It's easy to forget to go and actually put your points into your abilities. And by doing so, look, I've got 5 potency points available. You forget doing this, the bloomin' They're like 10% damage upgrades per level. That's tons. Right, life leech or range? That's tricky. I suspect hitting more might be better. Yeah. But I don't have the parts. I need an enchanted pie to upgrade further. Roger. What about here? Same. Can't do either of these choices, but I can get more damage on my blood bowl, or I can upgrade my heart. Let's upgrade my heart. There's 10% damage every level. Resource cost minus 10, cooldown minus... No, resource cost. Ah, and I can't afford it. Oh well. I'm not sure if it's a horde fighter so much, Brzezinski. It's certainly got horde elements, but then it's got those big boss fight elements that kind of break it up from that, and the harder enemies. You're gonna make me get another torment key. That's an expedition. That's a patrol. And that's a expedition. Alright, well let's do Lurking Horror then. Let's do a different one at least. Yeah, I'm not sure a horde fighter is quite right. It's sort of... It's definitely take your Diablo and make it more control focused. And then in doing so, kind of make it more like a hub game, more like something like Vermintide again. Weirdly, I think that is the best comparison to what I think they have in mind for this.
The blood of the innocent soaks this land, not my skin.
So there's a few different types of these missions. These we're sort of, I mean, we're on an expedition at the moment. That's an upgrade for crafting, and some of them work like this, where they kind of give you these opportunities to bail out if you want. So far, I haven't found a reason to bail out, or why you'd want to only go part of the way through, but... Interesting addition. I assume somewhere later down the line. Again, I can see this thing with its multiple difficulty levels and, you know, the potential for things like affixes to start coming into play. That you end up with a scenario where, you know, this becomes very challenging. Like, really focused on, like, control, crowd control, like, how your DPS rotations are working and so on. I can see it going that way. I don't know. But I could see it going that direction, like, and with plans as to how you deal with certain mobs. And if it does go that way, then I could definitely see a future in that sort of, again, the Left 4 Dead style, like challenge yourself to beat stuff while at the same time constantly sort of crafting and attempting to build up a stronger basis to work on. Almost full on health potions. Smash TV? Yeah, perhaps.
Are you watching them now?
I can't think of another ARPG that's done it this way. That's the thing. I'm having to stretch to, like, other examples outside of the usual. Oof. Oh, that's health. That's why it looks so big. Need to keep my eye out now for a weapon, because I've just got an epic weapon blueprint. Yeah, perhaps, Benjamin. Perhaps it's that sort of idea. Or, as I said, again, I can see this, like, if you imagine a continually ramping difficulty curve for this, I can see this ending up, like, being tuned to be hard for a group of players, which could be really good fun. I mean, that's the sort of PvE content I've always had a lot of fun with, when they make it tuned to be, like, difficult for a co-op group. Had a lot of fun in Left 4 Dead and a lot of fun in Vermintide. More so than Left 4 Dead, but yeah. It's a good model. And it's certainly not a model that I think has ever been applied to ARPG. Really. I think we are not quite, almost full on health potions. It's a slightly fresh take. I mean, if it's better or not, or you know, perhaps better's the wrong way of phrasing it, actually. Does it make for a different game experience in a different game? And I think the answer is probably yes. This is also very drop in and out in a way that I think a lot of ARPGs are. You know, if you're on a run in Diablo, you're on a run. You know, you're on for a bit. Whereas I can see you dumping in, doing a few quick runs in this, and then just essentially buggering off again.
Sweet sustenance.
You know, a bit like one of those advantages of like round-based games where you can drop in quite quickly.
Here, feast on this. Good job.
Certainly not likely to fall over and fail this section. The question is, have I got enough weapon upgrade now to then not fail the assassination as well? Really? More hatred? I thought you were all dead. And now you are. Yes, finish convulsing and let me kill you. Nice, lots of... Oh, hang on. Am I full on recipes again? Need to go and drop some of the low level ones, I guess. Okay. Where are we at? Yep, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10. Anything 1 to 10's going now. Even the other characters starting to get close to 11 to 20, so... And we're picking up enough of that stuff, I think it's worth it. What the... Make it rain? There's nothing coming out. You have no cash. As you can see, they're kind of ready for this to be a multiplayer game. The just co-op isn't in yet. Oh look! Enemies! Who would have thought that there might have been enemies here, present in this spot? Yes, that's right, you convulse.
Let out my power.
Hey, you're not allowed to dodge, I'm the one with the dodge stack. I know what time it is. It's time for one of these, yeah. Oh, efficacy. Efficacy for me. Stop that. the range you can hit them at with that. It's one hell of a whip. Okay, and he can do the same. Roger. Just not quite as well as I can. Yeah, it's got a bit of Warframe, it's got a bit of Vermintide, it's just got that very much that sort of hub multiplayer game. Blueprint for Thundering Pulse. Got a good name. And an advanced amulet recipe that's advanced enough that I don't know some of the requirements for it yet. And a flaring bronze-side of the Crippling. One of them. Seems pretty decent. Nice. Engraved cord. No. That felt like the end of it, and it's not even the end of it. Game has given up telling me which way to go. I need to remember that this particular mission is actually way long. Way longer than you think. Encounter clear. Okay. What the hell? That's just bizarre. I've never seen that before. Sounds like you played a little bit too much Smash for Fairy. Just saying, man. Anyway, it doesn't feel like the need to give you your loot until such point at which you've actually gone and cleared the encounter and then said, yes, I'd like to continue. I assume it does still give it to you if you say no. I've never said no, so... Ah! Out of nowhere, hatred. And yet the hatred is not ready for the bats of doom. And the spinny whip. No, just no, she says. Just no. Doesn't do it. She's just like, nope, not doing that. If I stop attacking, I just don't get mad, basically. Wow. 580 on the way out and 512 on the way back. I'm liking this. Fine. You want to do that? We can play that game. Yes, I could use a potion to pick one up. You're right. Like, keep at top health the whole time. Yeah, Spoos, it's a bit lazy. Ah, brain. Brain. Oh, this time it's letting me go this way. No, it's not. You git. Don't tell me I've got to run the whole way around again. Yep. Are these... Do you think these are going to be procedurally generated, or do you think they're going to be identical every time? It looks like they've intended some procedural generation to some extent, like flip around the routes at different times, but I swear this is the same way it went last time. And it'd be weird to make a layout like this and have those barriers, which are clearly dynamic, and then not use it. So, I don't know. Maybe this is just bad luck. Hello, friends. I went on a long walk to find you. Can you stand still and die? Why, thank you. This is incredibly kind. Aha! Hot. The hot. The hot's weird to use. It really is. Like, most stuff dies quick enough. You don't get it off. Like, don't get it off. And the stuff that doesn't tends to move out. And then spend ages getting hit by every projectile this guy's going to launch. Hello. Oh, dude. This buff clearly maxes out at 10, because the number of times I've very clearly gained more than 10. Last one. Literally Diablo? Very clearly not Diablo. Look where my mouse is. Literally Diablo, eh? No. People are so quick to make a snap judgment, and yet there are some bits that are so evidently very different. Quite like that how much it emphasizes crits. You don't tend to notice the white damage as such, but the crits show up big style. Oh, this is the dude I want. This dude. And in circles we go. Wow, look how many key fragments that was. Nice. Glory 101. Come on, it's got to be good now. No. Nope. I do not take home the glory. Not today. Well then, I think... How are we doing? I've not got too much kicking around in the inventory. I think to finish up, what I'm going to have to do is go and kick the crap out of that dude that beat me up earlier. And work out whose shards we get, because this is the guy I want. I want Marok. Not him. Not her, sorry. This fella. He looks cool as all hell. Could have sworn we had... can he not use the staff we got for him? No, no, that's a cord. What did I do with the staff I got for you, my friend? Or is it this one? No, it's the one that's in my inventory and you can't use. That's unfortunate. Interesting that you can use this sort of level stuff. Alright guys, I'm going to do one more thing before we finish. What do you fancy? We can either mess around a bit more on this character, or we can go and try and do the assassination mission. Which way around do you want to run it? He says, waiting for the inevitable 13-minute YouTube delay. I doubt I'm going to unlock a character in one run, so I don't want to stick on one character for the whole time and then not show off other sides. So leaving the options open. And while doing so, let's see if I can get... these are all going to be 11 to 20 now, aren't they? That's the problem. Assassination? Kill the big bad? Any further opinions? So far, heavily leaning one direction. And I don't think I can do the assassination on the level 7 somehow. Alright, you big golden fool. I'm coming for you. He ain't even ready. He ain't even ready.
The tower beckons. I will not relent.
A whole new wasted now. Oh yes. To be fair, that is a noticeable damage increase over the last time I tried this. Already. Spit out your thing. Looks like the bleeds are what's messing that up. Like, if they're still bleeding, they sit there waiting, bleeding, until it's done.
Are you watching, Temnakula?
Oh. Amulet recipe. Yes, please.
I can't do that.
And we're now full on recipes again. Wonderful. Am I not crafting enough? What am I doing wrong? Don't take it to the face, wasted. It's not a good plan. Well, in comparison to last time, I am, like, just not using any HP potions. So, I think we should be good here. I think by this point last time, I'd done a couple of HP potions at least. That upgraded weapon, big style health. Stuff's getting very close to being as good as what I'm using. Not really, Big Brzezinski. We might not have met the right bosses, I don't know. But so far, not so much. Oh, hello. You're angry. Wait. None of us agreed to that.
Spread out my power.
That's more like it. Now we know what we're doing. No, I was going to say, I'm not going to get out of this, am I?
Waste of blood.
Wow, and it almost just one-shots me straight off the bat when we enter the last wave, simply through stun lock Hay. Yes, hello friend, I remember you. Okay, we need to kill that douchebag ASAP. Ah, you know what I should be doing? Instead of being an idiot. Like, there's no reason why I can't, like, dodge through his beam. Oof. I'm not getting those guys down anything like as well as last time. Especially not when I do that. Okay, don't dodge through his beam, he does that. Remember how I did it last time, basically. I need to use the dash whenever available, because the dash also heals me, as does that ability. Whoa, and there's his belly flop. That belly flop is so nasty. Oh, I don't have the dodge. Not this time, fool. No way. No, you're dying. You're dying.
This is but the first of many triumphs.
Why is there loads of loot over there? Okay, so this gives me Kinge Witch and Lucian. I don't want Kinge Witch. He's one of the starting characters.
No.
I have to work out whether that's random or whether it's...
I cannot carry anymore.
I'm also going to work out what the hell to do about the fact that I've clearly got way too many recipes. But I have to work out if that's random or what exactly is going on with how that works. Oh, you're pretty close as well. Nice. Okay, so then let's go and ditch recipes that don't have anything to do with... or anything with strength that doesn't have int. Maybe the 2-stat stuff, I don't know. That seems a bit useless. I've got 1 stat on it. Yeah, a lot of these seem quite good. Damn it. Just take the rare stuff only, I guess. Grab you and get the hell out of here. Good boss fights in this. Like the assassination missions and that first boss fight, they've all felt fairly solid from a, you know, Dark Souls-y kind of learn your movement patterns, gotta do your abilities right, you are gonna take some damage. They aren't quite as punishing as perhaps Dark Souls, but they feel good. Liking the boss fights in this. But I am also gonna end it there, boys. Thank you very much for joining me for this. Thanks again for Wargaming for sponsoring the stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button for me. A little bit of a look into what this game's all about. I may well do a little bit more about it in the near future as well, especially if they, oh, I say if, especially when they add in the co-op. As soon as they add in the co-op, I can imagine you can expect both me and Shaq to be back together, whacking some things around, because that's where the true love's going to be with this. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, that's not too far in the near future. And otherwise, if you have enjoyed, as I said, hit the like button. If you haven't, dislike button's right next door. We did check out the outfits, but just as a reminder, it's the sort of stuff we got. I didn't look at the ones for this, dude. That's a bit silly. What the hell? And then Scarecrow of Wind. Now, this is the guy I'd really like to unlock. And I think his all look pretty cool. Even the Egyptian ones that don't fit with other people's. Look at the state of that. Oh yeah. Gonna be doing some soul rending with that thing there, even with that one. Although I'd cut there if I had a choice. Easily done. So yes, if you fancy checking it out, there's links down in the video description to take you to either Steam or Wargaming. It is 30 USD, 22.99 in the UK, or your regional currency. I guess it'll be 25 in the EU, something like that. And otherwise, thanks a lot for joining me, folks. I'll catch you for the next one.